was mad they brought back Dark Matter, but now that I'm seeing it in game, I'm actually so glad that we have this as Mastery this year. And having Afterlife from BO2 just looks so good. Welcome everybody to Black Ops 6. Now, I'm able to play this game early, so I'm going to be showing you guys the best classes, the best things, and just showing you guys what is going to be in the new game. So unfortunately, this year, I don't think there's any new game modes on release. It's just the same kind of game modes we've had for like the last 5 years, which is fun. And this year, it isn't like MW3. There isn't a lot of operators to start with because this game is completely separate from Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. The only time those items will be available is when Warzone comes out. So this year, you actually do have new things to grind for. On top of all the new weapons, like AS Val is finally back. Unfortunately, there's not that many weapons, but I'm kind of glad that the PP90M1 is back from MW3. The most insane gun from the beta is back in the game, of course, but there isn't a lot of snipers or shotguns or LMGs. I assume a lot more things will come on the 14th of November when the new season drops. Honestly, there's not a lot of maps this year either. I thought there'd be a lot more maps from the beta. I wasn't a huge fan of the beta maps, but I kind of do want to see how Warhead is. Apparently, that's not Nuketown. That's coming later this year. Alright, this is supposed to be like the off-brand Nuketown map of the game. Oh, okay, it actually is different. Well, I made some classes that I thought would be the best, and that one might not be it, because that shoots super fast. It's kind of like the 2019 Val where it shoots like super quick. Oh, there we go. This gun's insane. I love that this gun hasn't been seen in COD for so long and it's finally back. It's actually good too. They didn't show it in like the beta or any of the trailers, I don't think. This gun actually seems insane too. This map is insanely small. This map is on shipment levels of small. I think you can jump off the map too. You can. Okay, this is also a new SMG. It shoots super quick. I do have to kind of keep in mind that TTK isn't the shortest in this game, but I mean, so far this game feels pretty good. I don't think the movement in this game is bad by any means, but I am, I've obviously already done all my settings, all that stuff like that, so it'll probably feel a lot better for me than it will for you when you first play the game. This is the new Tundra. For the people who played a lot of Cold War, they actually brought it back for BO6, and the snipers in the BO6 beta were bad, but this one's actually pretty good. The snipers in the BO6 beta were pretty bad, so I assume they just kind of added this one to appease the Cold War and sniping fans in general, because sniping in BO6 was insane. But I've also decided to put on Overkill as well, just to see how good it would be, because I don't think the sniper in this game needs perk greed or even... Definitely not primary gunfighter, because there aren't a lot of attachments that give you ADS speed, but I mean, this is ADSing pretty quick. This is definitely not a slow sniper, and it does have 5 bullets. It's not like you're losing ammo to have more speed or anything like that. And yeah, this is definitely a fucking crazy sniper for sure. And the 74 does seem like it's been nerfed a little bit, but it's not bad by any means. I feel like this game is going to be a lot more balanced, and especially than the beta was, because Treyarch is pretty good at making sure their game is balanced. And then I also decided I wanted to try the AMEs as well. Let's see how that is. Oh my god, wait, this AR from the beta has just gotten a million times better. It's basically the Krig from Cold War. This gun is actually a beam now. Because they added in the game that you can actually see exactly what the attachments do other than it being kind of guesses. And it's pretty fucking crazy. It'll definitely make making your own class a lot easier, for sure. I'm pretty sure they bumped this gun as well. But we'll go and see how everything else is in the game. And on top of all the new attachment changes, they actually added an entirely new firing range. So it'll be even easier to test out and see what you like, because I'm pretty sure this burst gun is going to be insanely good, especially throughout the year, because they said at Treyarch they wanted to make burst weapons kind of meta again. Just kind of like how the M8A1 was in BO2, because I mean, wow, the fact that you can one burst at that range is insane. So I definitely think burst guns are going to have a good little moment this year, because I mean, wow. I'll go ahead and show you guys my settings for everything. So as you guys know, I do play on a PS5 controller. I use the DualSense Edge. And again, all my settings, everything I use, everything in my setup can be found and will be updated at Futives.com. So if you ever think this is outdated or you see me playing with something else and it's not like a challenge or whatever, just make sure to check the website and it'll confirm everything for you. So right now I'm playing 10-10. I have all these off. But again, this is all preference. If you guys like to play swapped, that's preference. Do not just change your settings to mine because you think it'll make you better. Use what is comfortable for you. I have no trigger effect, no controller vibration, and for my dead zones, I have them at 0-0 because I got new sticks for my controller, so I have literally 0 stick drift. This will change as I get stick drift. I'll have to put them up. And then I have my left stick max at 74 because the faster you can move your left stick to this certain to the max, it'll give you more aim assist. It's kind of like just having your stick all the way back while you're aiming to give you more aim assist. And then I have all these at 0. And then for the aim multiplier, I haven't touched this. In the advanced aiming settings, I have my sensitivity transition on gradual and my response curve on dynamic. as well as my custom sensitivity presumed. The only thing I've changed so far is my default ADS to 0.75. Obviously, you want aim assist on. And then for movement, I have tactical sprint assist on and the sprint assist delay to 0. And then mantle assist off, crouch assist off, corner slice off, slide dive behavior on hybrid. I've been playing on that on Warzone and MW3 for a while. I think that's the best way to move around the map. This off. I had this on partial, but I don't know why it won't let me change it now. Sprint restore on, slide maintain sprint on, parachute you want off, mantle cancels reload, again preference, I have it on for now. And then for combat, I'm pretty sure everything here for the most part is default, but what's really, really important that you change here is go to combat advanced settings and make sure that your interact reload behavior is prioritize interact. So when Warzone comes out, as soon as you hit the square button, it'll open a chest or you'll pick up a weapon, etc. Same thing goes for reloading, except when you prioritize interact, you'll have to hold the reload button if you're like over a gun or something, or else it'll just pick up that gun. And then I also changed body shield finishing move behavior to prioritize body shield, because I feel like that's kind of more important in a multiplayer game to be able to use someone as a shield. Other than that, I think everything there is default. For graphics, I play on full screen exclusive now that I'm on PC because it gives you less input delay. If you play on like windowless or borderless, it'll give you a little bit more input delay. For NVIDIA reflex low latency, it kind of depends on your setup, but I use on plus boost. Nothing else really matters other than we go over to quality. I play on 100% render resolution, no dynamic resolution. For my upscaling, I use fidelity cast. For your VRAM, make sure that's 80 to 90% depending on how bad your PC is. You want VSR on, a texture resolution high, texture filter on ultra, depth of field off, detail quality low, low, on, off, high. And this one is kind of up to you. I do feel like it kind of makes your game look a lot worse if you have it off, but it does also, you know, kind of hurt your performance. I like to have it on because I want my game to look pretty for you guys, so I have it on optimize, the max and no download limit. And then for local texture streaming, I have on low, shadow quality low, screen space shadows, again, I want my game to look a little bit better, so I have shadows on my gun, so I have it on high. This, I have it on low. This, I kind of like switch between having it off and like higher just because I don't like how the game looks with it off. And then for SSR, please turn this off. I don't know why, but COD looks terrible when you have this on. Turn this off. And then for static reflection, I have it on low. Tessellation off. And then all these I have on low or off as well. And then for view, if you are on a controller, just know that if you have your FOV over like 100 or 105, your aim assist basically becomes a lot less good. I have it on 120 because I just love the way 120 FOV looks. But if you do want like the best setting, and make sure to have it on like 100, 105, even 90, because it does make your aim a lot better. And then affected for your field of view, wide, 90, wide. And then you want motion blur, all this stuff off, and you want your camera to move as least as possible. So I have that on 50. And you want inverted flashbang on because it'll make it not just make your corneas burn out. And then for audio, what I have for the master game audio is 100, gameplay music off, dialogue to 30, and you obviously want the footsteps and gunshots to be max. Enhanced headphone mode, I do have it on, and I have it on universal right now. And then I have the audio mix on sucker punch, mono audio off, and then I have reduced tinnitus sound on. Hit marker preset is preference, but I have it on classic, and nothing else there really matters. And for interface, the only thing that really matters here, in my opinion, is obviously skipping the introduction movie and making sure your color customization here. The only thing you really need to change here, everything else is preference, is make sure your filter 2, have it on both 100, and then for your enemy, make sure you have it as bright and as red as possible. The hex number is FF0000. That makes it so when you see an enemy and their name tag is red, your mind, like your eyes will react to it as soon as possible, knowing that's a bad guy. It'll help with your reaction time. Everything else here is preference, doesn't really matter. And the only thing here I really changed is making sure my minimap shape was a square. I don't think anything else really matters there other than having your center dot. And what I did that's preference is I like to have no crosshair and just have a center dot. You could change the color, but this isn't like CSGO or Valorant. I don't really think having your center dot be like red is going to make a big difference. And then other than that, everything I have as default. Obviously, as time goes on, I think people will change those settings a little bit more, but at the beginning of the game, I think that's all that really matters. And if you're going to be playing S&D this year, I think the best score streaks are probably going to be, I'll probably be using Scout Pull since I'm a little bit more greedy. UAV you could use, but other than that, I'd probably put on a Hellstorm, and you could either use like a Helo or a Sentry gun, something smaller, but if you really want to go out hard, you can go either use a Harp or a Chopper Gunner or Dreadnought. I wouldn't really use a Bomb or Interceptor, stuff like that. That's like, it's like super situational in S&D game, and it's like a one-round thing. So I just feel like when I use a score streak, I want to make sure it can get kills. Usually the only way you can do that is if you can pilot it yourself, or if it's like a swarm, but there isn't anything like that in the game. And then for the loadouts, I think the AEK is probably a little bit better than the SWAT. right now I have the Microflex, the Compensator, Reinforced Barrel, Precision Foregrip, Extended Mag, Ergonomic Grip, Balanced Stock, and Recoil Springs. A lot of the attachments in this game kind of go from gun to gun. A lot of the attachments in this game are going to be kind of crutch attachments. Like, I feel like Recoil Springs, for the most part, you're not going to really want extra fire rate. A lot of the guns shoot fast enough. If you have Gunfighter, a lot of the guns you use are going to have recoil springs on it, unfortunately. And I feel like the best perks to use when you're playing S&D is Ninja, Fast Hands, and Double Time. I feel like the red perks in this game aren't that great unless you're using like Dexterity and Double Time. Other than that, if you're playing like Respawn, you could use Assassin. But for now, I'm probably going to stick to these unless I'm using like a perk greed. For this PP919, I have a little bit different. I do have perk greed on and use the Dexterity and Double Time here, so I can still use Ninja and Fast Hands. And for the attachments I have I have Ported Compensator, Long Barrel, Fast Mag 2, Ergonomic Grip, and Balanced Stock. I also want to touch on the field upgrade here. For S&D, I might use Morphine Injector because it just gives you another life in the middle of a round. But if you're going to be using if you're going to be playing pubs, this basically lets all the enemies know where you're at. You know, you being able to hear their game chat doesn't really matter, but what does matter is you earn bonus score. It's basically like having double Scorestreak points for just having everyone know where you are. And if you're that confident in your gun skill, you can go on crazy sprees and get your Scorestreak super easily and kind of just go over and keep stacking them and stacking them and stacking them. For Respawn this year, I think Morphine Injector and Sleep Raging are really going to be the only ones that I think are worth using. Maybe a trophy system if you're playing like a super sweaty team. Other than that, I'd probably just use Signal Lore. And then for the new SMG, I'd probably use Compensator, Long Barrel, Precision Foregrip, Ergonomic Grip, and no stock on this one, just to have a little bit faster. You could throw off something and use Extended Mag, because I do think the only downside of this gun is the lack of ammo it has. This sniper is genuinely good, so I put on Short Barrel, Lightweight Pad, Quick Draw, Riser, Combat Stock. And again, the only reason I'm using Rapid Fire here is it's a single shot weapon, so why wouldn't you use it? I decided to throw Overkill on this class. I have Compensator, Long Barrel, Vertical Foregrip, CQB Grip, Balanced Stock. You could also just throw on a shotgun here if you're going to be playing S&D or something like that. And then for the Craig, this gun is a beam, by the way. So I put on all attachments. I put on the AccuSpot Reflex, Compensator, Long Barrel, Vertical Grip, Extended Mag, Commando Grip, Light Stock, and Recoil Springs. I'll be live on Twitch playing this game right now, discovering all the new metas, and obviously just having fun on S&D, getting cool moments. But again, if you want to watch all this stuff live, make sure to follow me on Twitch at Futives. And if you want to make sure to be up to date with all my classes, settings, everything I get for my setup, it'll be futives.com.